The day humanity learned to rise. The story of the elevator on a warm summer afternoon in 1854, inside a crowded exhibition hall in New York. A man stood on a wooden platform suspended high above the ground. The audience watched in silence as a rope as only support was dramatically cut. Gasps filled the room, but the platform did not fall. Instead, it dropped only a few inches and stopped. That moment changed the future of cities forever. The man was Elisha Otis, and what he had just demonstrated was not just a machine, it was trust. Trust in a device that would soon reshape architecture, redefine urban life, and quite literally elevate human civilization. Before elevators, a world bound to the ground long before elevators existed, buildings rarely climbed beyond 5 or 6 stories. Why? Because humans had limits. Climbing stairs, especially narrow, steep ones, was exhausting. Wealthy people preferred to live on lower floors, while the upper levels were often reserved for servants or storage. In cities like London or New York, daily life involved constant physical effort. Transporting goods was even harder. Heavy loads were pulled up using ropes, pulleys, or manual labor. Construction of tall buildings was simply impractical. Yet, the idea of lifting people wasn't entirely new. Ancient origins, the first lifting machines. The earliest known elevators date back to ancient civilizations. Around 236 BC, the Greek mathematician Archimedes reportedly designed a primitive lifting device using ropes and pulleys. These early systems were powered by human labor, animals, like oxen, water wheels in ancient Rome. Elevators were used in arenas like the Colosseum to lift gladiators and animals to the stage. But these were crude, dangerous, and far from safe for everyday use. The problem that needed solving by the 19th century, industrialization had transformed cities. Factories grew larger, buildings expanded, and urban populations exploded, especially in countries like the United States and United Kingdom. There was a clear need. Move goods efficiently, use vertical space, improve productivity. However, one major problem remained: safety. If a rope snapped, the lift would crash down, often fatally. This fear made elevators unreliable and unpopular. The breakthrough: Elisha Otis and the safety elevator. Everything changed in 1852 when Elisha Otis invented the safety brake system. His idea was simple but revolutionary. If the rope broke, a spring mechanism would activate the elevator. Would lock into place using ratchets. This invention solved the biggest fear: falling. 2 years later, his public demonstration in New York proved its reliability. It wasn't just engineering, it was psychology. People began to trust elevators. By 1857, the first commercial passenger elevator was installed in a building in New York. The age of vertical transportation had begun. What did the first elevator look like? Early elevators were simple: wooden platform or cabin, open sides or basic enclosure powered by steam engines operated manually. There were no buttons, no automatic doors, no digital displays. An operator controlled the movement using levers. Despite their simplicity, they were revolutionary. How elevators are built. Modern elevators are complex systems combining engineering, physics, and electronics. Key components: cabin car, where passengers stand; hoistway, shaft, vertical tunnel for movement; counterweight, balances the load; motor and drive system, powers movement; control system, computerized operation; safety systems, brakes, sensors, emergency features. How it works: the motor moves cables attached to the cabin. The counterweight reduces energy use. Sensors ensure smooth and safe operation. Today, elevators can travel at speeds over 20 meters per second. In skyscrapers. Life before and after elevators. Before elevators, cities spread out where buildings stayed low. Daily life required physical effort. After elevators, cities grew upward. Skyscrapers became possible. Urban density increased. The invention directly led to the rise of modern architecture. Buildings like the Empire State Building would be impossible without elevators. The rise of skyscrapers. Elevators made vertical cities possible. Architects began designing taller buildings, leading to Office towers, apartment high-rises, hotels, and shopping centers, cities like Chicago and London became pioneers of vertical living. Elevators didn't just change buildings, they changed how humans interacted with space. Modern uses of elevators today, elevators are everywhere. Residential buildings, hospitals, airports, shopping malls, industrial sites. Different types include passenger elevators, freight elevators, escalators, and moving walkways, glass panoramic lifts. Even space agencies are exploring space elevators, a concept that could one day connect Earth to orbit. Positive impacts on civilization. Elevators have transformed human life in many ways. 1. Urban growth. Cities became more compact and efficient. 2. Accessibility. People with disabilities gained mobility. 3. Economic development. Businesses could operate in high-rise buildings. 4. Time efficiency. Travel within buildings became faster. Negative impacts, however. Elevators also brought challenges. 1. Health issues. Less physical activity due to reduced stair use. 2. Energy consumption. High energy demand in large buildings. 3. Dependency. Modern life relies heavily on elevators. 4. Safety risks. Though rare, malfunctions can occur. The future of elevators. The future is already unfolding. Innovations include magnetic elevators, no cables, AI-powered control systems, energy-efficient designs. Multi-directional movement. Companies are developing systems that move not just up and down but sideways. In the future, elevators may connect cities, vertically travel between buildings, even reach space. A simple idea that changed the world. From a rope and pulley in ancient Greece to AI-powered vertical transport systems. The elevator is one of humanity's most underestimated inventions. It didn't just lift people, it lifted civilization. Without it, our cities would be shorter, our lives slower, and our world far less connected. That moment in 1854, when Elisha Otis stood calmly as the rope was cut, was more than a demonstration. It was a promise. A promise that humans could rise higher than ever before. And we did.